In a recent podcast with Bobby Unmar, you talked about HR, organization, and business leaders don't invest enough in personal branding. So, why personal branding is important for employers, and is it different than employer branding?
So, great questions. So, it's incredibly important, and it's the new currency. So, studies have shown that increasingly, whether they be job applicants, whether they be consumers, whether they be society in general, has less faith in institutions, government, religion, corporations. They're having less faith in those institutions and being able to meet their needs in 21st century society. And that's for a number of reasons I don't want to get into, but the fact remains is that level of trust and faith is at record lows, which means there's a huge opportunity for individuals to differentiate themselves in the marketplace. That's why you see the explosion of influencer marketing over the last 5 to 7 years. People are much more likely to buy a product or a service from somebody they know on Instagram than someone in the four walls of their corporation. You can argue whether that's right thinking or not, that's reality. So from an executive's perspective, whether you're in the four walls of an organization or working for yourself, developing a personal brand goes a long way to helping raise the profile of your organizational brand. You've heard this phrase before, people don't leave people don't leave companies, they leave people and leave managers. So by telling the story and telling the picture of who you are as a leader and how it fits into the organizational brand, candidates have an opportunity to relate themselves to both you as a leader and to a brand. And I'll give you an example. About 3 months ago, I did a post on LinkedIn where I posted a job in my team. We had a need, and traditionally what we would have done is take a job posting, put it up on LinkedIn, it would have been text, and we would have encouraged applicants to apply standard language. However, I wanted to add a bit more buzz to the posting because we really wanted top-level talent in the role. So we did put up that written posting, but I accompanied that posting with a video. Me, 3 minutes, shot in this office, and I promise you the production value will not be as high as this video. Handheld camera, me for myself talking about the job, what the candidate profile looked like, and what they can expect to us. In plain English, not HR speak, not corporate lingo, what I specifically needed from this role, but also what they could expect from us. Put that post up, and within 72 hours, I had 30,000 views on that post. That post went around the world. I wouldn't say it was viral, but for somebody at the time who was averaging about 500 to 1,000 views on a post, 30,000 was a big shift. We had a ton, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of applicants, and fortunately landed on one who we offered a position to, and they accepted, and they now joined our organization. So very thankful for that opportunity. Of the 3 candidates that I shortlisted, each one of the 3 said they would not have found that job if I hadn't posted that video on LinkedIn. So I was able to drive much stronger candidate profile, much stronger interest to the organization, and 30,000 people who may not have seen our organization in an employment context got a chance to see us. I'd like to think a portion of them went onto our website and bought some products afterwards, but I know for sure that we had 3 really strong applicants through the process, and I'm thankful for that. So I think for senior leaders in organizations, you need to understand that your brand is your organizational brand. You can't hide behind the banner anymore. People want to know that it's you. And if you're an HR leader in particular, a lot of times you're the cultural torchbearer in your company. You're that beacon of light, that corporate values where they rest in an organization, or you're the strategic talent objective in the organization, but you have a role to play with employment brand. It would just make sense that you're front of the house talking about what that means for the organization to a third-party audience. That's what they want to see.